Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Sunday watch list. The market is pretty much ranging at highs. I am starting to see some potential signs of reversal, but we do have a lot of stuff coming up this week, and things can change very quickly. We have CPI on Tuesday. Let me double check actually. Before we get into that, though, these are the earnings coming up. A lot of banks, financial sector is reporting this week. So Citigroup, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, BlackRock. We got PNC Bank, John and Johnson, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America. Thursday, we have Netflix. That's usually a big one on earnings. And then we have US Bank on Thursday also. We got 3M on Friday. Who else? And American Express on Friday. So a lot of banks, the big earnings, I believe, happen next week, like Apple, or it's going to be around the 29th, the 23rd to the 29th week. So I think it is next week. That week, I'm usually a little bit more careful and precautious. Economic data. Tuesday is, yeah, CPI. Tuesday CPI. Wednesday is going to be PPI. Industrial jobless claims on Thursday, and then those are going to be the main ones for the week that I pay attention to. Getting straight into the chart so we don't make this watch list too long. Like I said, we are just ranging on this daily chart. Literally just the range. If we take a look at this real quick, 6 days, just like pretty much sideways, right? Okay, but there's potential here though. Why? Because we failed to make another all-time. We failed to make a higher high here on Thursday. We tried breaking that all-time high from July 3rd on July 10th, and we failed. What happened? We got back below this major supply here that every time we got here, we rejected. Here on July 9th, we rejected. Here on Friday, July 11th, I entered a short swing because this is basically like a left shoulder ahead, and this is our right shoulder. So I'm expecting a little bit more downside. As long as we stay below that, this I'm basically risking one to make. It's a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. I'll take that any day. I bought till July 31st, but I did enter up here. So now entering down here probably wouldn't be it'd be a different ratio. It depends where we open up. Above that, definitely I'm stopping out because we have a little gap fill back into the highs. To be prepared for this week. A break and hold back above 625, I probably would go long into the all-time highs and see how we react up here again. But as long as I'm still in this short position, I'm going to be looking for some downside, maybe even below this 621. But really, the main level is Monday's low, July 7th, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yep, July 7th. What's going to happen here at 618, if we approach it, is going to be key. If we break below that, we're going straight into the previous week low, which is 615. That is the strike price that I chose to the end of the month. We'll see. Right. It's still early to say though. I do see those signs, but CPI and PPI can change everything. Literally, it can change it so fast. But I think Trump did just say like he imposed 30% tariffs on Mexico. So futures opened up red. Right. So futures are already gapping down. We'll see if this holds up by the morning. It could definitely change. Futures, Monday's low also. 62.48, 62.46. Below that, we're pushing to 62, 26.30 area. Okay. 26 to 230 area down here. That is a target that I want to target. Other than that, though, be very careful if we just stay in this range. Just wait till after CPI, PPI. You want to be very careful in this range, especially if you're a newer trader. Okay. That's going to be SPY. QQQ, very similar. We failed to get above all-time highs here on Thursday, July 10th. We made a lower high here. And if we start taking out like this 552, I mean, pretty much that Monday's low at 550. If we take out 550, then it's literally a free fall to 545. That is going to be top watch. Otherwise, you can get caught up in this range, like down, up, down, up. Down. It's just back and forth, right? We're just waiting for us to get out of this range. But when we do, a move will happen. Okay. So pretty much 557 and 550 on Qs. Wait for one of those two levels. You will have the highest probability if you wait for one of those two levels. If you're impatient and get in here, you can still get, you're taking a little bit of bigger risk, but you're more experienced and you can trade the middle of the ranges. But if you're newer, wait for one of those two levels, you're gonna have a higher probability. Favorite setup of the week is gonna be Meta. I caught this on Friday. Actually, caught a little piece on Friday towards like end of the day because unfortunately Thinkorswim had broker issues at the open, and this was my main setup that I wanted to watch. But the reason why I'm watching Meta, okay, 740 was the all-time high back on February 14th. And then we try breaking above it here on June 30th. And we do break above it, but we don't hold it. And then we try to break back above it here, and we don't get above it again. So I'm starting to see signs of potential reversal as we form a lower high, and we did not make a higher high. And here we have low, higher low, higher low. And here we are at the most recent higher low around 714, 713. If we get below 713, I'm looking for a potential short to 705, 700. Things get very weak, 680s. That's if things get very weak. Okay. Before now, this was pretty much the short I took on Friday below 720 down to 713. But like I said, I couldn't catch it off the open because Thinkorswim was having broker issues. I would have been 100% like in the first 10 minutes of the day. But I did catch a short around here to here. It was a quick short. But the best area was here, the retest of that break. Anyways, what I will look for on Meta, like I said, is a break and hold of 713 to catch it down to 705 and 700. That looks great. Some names that are picking up a little bit is Amazon and Microsoft, right? We broke out of this range on Amazon. We're back above 225. Amazon holds this 224, 225 area. This can push into, so there is a name that's showing strength, right? Which it is Amazon. This could potentially have room into 228, right? Probably watch a break and hold the Friday's high of 226, see how we react there. Or if we fall back below this will just be a big fake out, and then we'll probably start having room back to the bottom of the range. So watch this 225 very closely for Amazon. Microsoft. Microsoft's strong, it's holding at 500. So this would be the most recent demand that I would watch, like 500, 497 area. If we fail that area, then I'd probably look for shorts. But until it keeps holding that, I'm not gonna be taking it. Uh, Nvidia is just keep pushing highs. We broke our most recent high at 164.5. We're coming back for the retest. If we do not hold this retest, Nvidia will probably have room back down to 161.5. If we start to hold this retest and you start seeing signs of it basing out and holding, you just retarget that most recent high. So if I were to take a trade, it'd probably be off that level, depending on where we open to. AMD is interesting. AMD on the weekly chart is very strong. Right, so let's clear all this so you guys can see. AMD is very strong on this weekly chart. It's like a bullish engulfing here, but we are approaching a big resistance, which is 148. Okay, look at what happens here at this 148. Go to the 4-hour chart. We struggle to get above it all right here. Okay, but we are showing strength though. This was back in June 26th and June 27th area. What's going to happen there is going to be the big question. Let's see how very well respected that level is even from back here. So it's like 147.5 area. Let's see if it has more touches. Not as much. Not as much. But if I were to watch an area on AMD, it'd be that one. And it probably will give us room into like 150s. Yeah, 150.5 and like 153 above that is gonna fly. But for now, keep a close eye on that area. AMD is on a strong uptrend, as you guys can see, pretty much just making higher lows and so on. These most recent higher lows here at 135 would be the area to target if that high fails. If that high fails and you see signs of rejection, watch it. But I mean, we're strong on this weekly, though. I don't know if I want to short this name. Probably not the name to short just yet. Tesla started picking up also. I think it does have earnings this week. No, next week, Wednesday next week. Tesla's picking up, but it is pretty close to the daily 200 SMA. And we'll see what happens there at the 200 SMA. Nothing interesting that I really like so far on it just yet. Um, just filled the gap. I want to see how we react there, but I'll wait for a better setup on that. PLTR. PLTR is interesting too. We are basically in an inside bar from this major sell-off day. And now notice how we tried breaking below that bar here at the 130, and then we went right back to the top of that bar. And now we're struggling to hold up here. So if we continue to struggle here, probably target 136 and 130. This name is interesting. Keep eye on it. Been pretty much trading it for the past 2 weeks, literally. So it's a decent setup. Other than that, guys, short and simple. I like SPY and Meta. SPY, QQQ, Meta are going to be my top watches. PLTR makes it up there. Crypto names are strong, but I think they may be getting a little extended. We'll see. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys oh, check out the Discord. We're live trading in there every day. And free broadcast channel too. Still posting stuff in there. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you found this helpful, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.